All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third and final scheduled match for the day. This is between VOR and Penta. VOR, of course, being the number one team for Asia, and Penta being the number one team for EU. Raptor, tell us about the VOR lineup, if you would,
A
preferably.
clash of two respective kings of the sea on their own servers. Zath, this should be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
All right, from the North spawn in the green VOR, bringing a Bourgogne. I know you're excited to see that. A little bit of
Always.
gun reload, a little bit of brisk fire prevention, concealment. Married to Dark Temple's Schlieffen, a very hardcore secondary build here. Yep, I assume we're going to see him snuggled up to the B cap. Let's have a look at what's headed over towards the A side. Aruha's Napoli, gun reload, RPF, concealment, a little bit of secondary range on that one as well. An acknowledgement, I think, to the power of Napoli's SAP secondaries.
Absolutely.
Asphodelis' Des Moines, top grade gunner, concealment, and unique upgrade in slot 6. Yuki's Daring headed down the 5 line straight into B. RPF, a little bit of adrenaline rush, gun reload. And Classic Nouns Delny rushing the A cap over here on the right flank for VOR, gun reload, RPF, Fearless Brawler, and concealment. Heading the other way, we had a look at the battleships. Let's take a quick look at the cruisers. That's Sweet Taipei's Brisbane, gun reload, and let's see, RPF, adrenaline rush, concealment. Consumable duration there, and extra consumables. YBB's Stalingrad going gun reload, radar duration, and top grade gunner. And last but not least, Laplace's gearing. Fairly standard build. We've been seeing a lot of gearing players use this tournament. That's Dazzle, and so on and so forth.
You missed the one big thing, though, with this gearing. He's not using unique upgrade.
No, he's not actually running standard concealment there in slot 5. That is a little bit of a change. I wonder why.
Yeah. This is the first time we've seen it, I think, all weekend. A non-unique upgrade gearing.
Could be.
The extra guns and the extra torps, and, of course, the expensive concealment.
What's Penta packing?
Down to the south. Well, they are bringing an Alvaro de Bazan at C cap. Behind him is Kinimad in the Brisbane. And that is a pretty much kind of a jack-of-all-trades build, really. Mostly guns with a little bit of torps thrown in for a little extra zhuzh. You got El Snackman's Ohio. This is set up for pretty much sniper plus little tanky with that extra boost to the repair party consumable there. Blood Legend in the Des Moines is in the middle section. We just saw that last game, same position there. That was
Lulu.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Thank you. It was Lulu. And he's sitting there with his unique upgrade Des Moines. Next to him is Drivers. Daring. Now, this Daring is using the unique upgrade Daring. I was just thinking, Raptor, in that game we saw, had that Daring been using the unique upgrade, would that have resulted in a dead Poison early on?
Not sure.
Right? Because those torpedoes do much more damage with this unique upgrade at the expense of concealment. You can see there, Striver already detected for just kind of walking in to be there. Big hits on him. Angel Stone's in the St. Vincent, working his way up in between. There's the radar from Blood Legend to catch everything. All the radars starting to go up now. Everybody's, if you got them, use them. Bang, bang, bang. Classic Noun.
Yeah, they're already beating the bejesus out of Classic Noun over here at A. Caught out by CEO of Dog and Vilex's Harugamo.
Yep, CEO of Dog is using a Guns Build Ragnar. Vilu is using a 420 Blaze at all Harugamo. And then finally, there's Faster Motions Des Moines with pretty much what you've seen with the Des Moines gun and unique upgrade build.
Well, for all the shells that traded sides there, Penta claims A. They're the first ones to start ticking up points here in game 1 of this best of 2. As Shriver's Daring inching on to B, with his Hydro still ticking, he'll see these Schlieffen torpedoes coming in. He's got a nice gap though, as the radar goes up. We can see sort of, much like we saw last game, Zath, each team sort of leaning heavily into their respective left flanks. Penta pushing A as VOR pushes C. Each team, and then set up with ships sort of kite away on the other flank as well.
Yeah, similar kind of play with the 1 line being the push side for Penta most likely, and the 10 line being the push side for VOR as well. So no surprise there.
The one thing we won't see, I suspect, we won't see Dark Temple Schlieffen push through this gap on the 7 line because Snackman's Ohio is right there. Like, I can't imagine a world where you take that risk as early as we saw it last game.
Although his position does, I mean, there's that island right there that could provide the necessary cover.
Maybe. We'll
So,
see. I think if Snackman rotates to the west, you'll see them make that play. But until he does, I doubt they'll risk it. Or unless they really get desperate.
I mean, I think the big thing is that VOR can't tell where that Ohio is.
No, can't see him just yet, as VOR does finally pick up C. So now, 6.5 minutes in, both teams ticking up a cap, about a 90-ish point lead for PTA, for Penta, just because they grabbed that A cap a little quicker.
Right.
SeaRaptor trying to make good use of these conga line torpedoes. I think he's going to catch Yuki with one. Maybe
with more than
he's
one.
going to catch Yuki with more than one. Oh my goodness! Oh my
big
goodness!
Kill for Penta.
Oh,
that's a disaster right there.
Oh, the humanity. That is a disaster for VOR. That's really going to... I don't even know how they maintain their position at B now. I mean, you certainly can't contest the cap if you could to begin with.
Right.
Now Penta's going to pick up B.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And you can see Dark Temple Schlieffen is actually just kind of casually reversing into the B cap now. I think they've called him off of the potential channel push with the result of that that ship kill.
You know, Zath, it's interesting. Over the years, we've seen some really interesting, fun, and occasionally impactful daring kills with the conga line single-fired torpedoes. But this king of the sea, it feels to me, going back into the North American bracket and the international play now, it feels to me like we're seeing more of them than ever. Does it feel that way to you, or is it just me?
No, I think you are exactly right. And you know what I think it is? I think it's the lack of Moskvas and Stalingrads. I realize that Brizzy brings a 12-kilometer radar as well, but Brizzy's not the kind of ship that you put in a hold spot. You put it typically more on the sides and a more mobile with the death snail, all that. So with fewer Moskvas and fewer Stalingrads, there's more room for destroyers to play, essentially.
It's that lack of 12-kilometer radar. Or not that it's gone completely, but there's just less of it than there has been traditionally.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Dark Temple catches a broadside of Angelstone St. Vincent.
Doesn't seem to get...
Angelstone tries to rotate here.
Doesn't get much out of it. Well, okay, the second salvo, he gets a decent chunk out of him. Temple
I think actually that might have been his first salvo. I think you saw the secondaries first fired off at him.
Dark Temple spotted there, of course. Caught under radar. Once that radar expires, though, from Blood Legend, I don't know that they'll be able to see that Schlieffen anymore.
Yeah, but look at Valut and Faster Motions, Des Moines and Haragumo, just firing away at Asphodelis' Des Moines. And Classic Noun.
Yeah, this is a really... This wrapping the A-cap like this and kind of enveloping the north side for this northwestern corner is going to be really challenging. We saw this last game too, right? Exact same sort of play. Ohio salvo going in on Asphodelis. Well, not what he wanted, I'm sure, but certainly certainly impactful.
Dark Temple now just kind of sailing away.
Yep, Dark again is Dark Temple. Approaching
they need to find a way back into this game.
Yeah, approaching the halfway mark of the game, and it's a 270-ish, 280-point lead for Penta. Penta doesn't even really have any ships that are all that beat up, but I mean, VOR, of course, down the daring. Laplace's gearing is very low over here on the 10 line, as Sweet Taipei's Brisbane is getting beat up, turning into some torpedoes here. His Hydro is offline. He has no idea these torpedoes are here. Can he manage to avoid them all? He does.
Wow, he does.
Wow. Brisbane's maneuverability.
Control, but
Snackman salvo coming in.
Whoa.
Very nearly ends the Brisbane. His next heal is
See-
45 seconds away. He's out.
Yep. Meanwhile, you saw Dark Temple Salvo coming in on Kitty Mod. I mean, both battleships are like, hey, cruiser.
Yep.
Maybe that was the Stalingrad shells. I don't know.
VOR has pulled Best Naomi's Burgonia back to the other side of the map now to try to shore things up as Classic Nouns Delny gets hammered.
Yeah, he's quite low.
Those Delny torpedoes trying to go in on Angel Stone. Angel moving, trying to get bow into them. He's going to take probably a couple of these for his trouble, but it shouldn't put him out of the game.
No. Now, Classic Noun has no more heals left in that Delny.
Yep.
So what you see is what you get.
It's looking like a solid win for Penta here in game one. I mean, it's not over, but I don't see a good way for VOR back in. The plays they're making feel like kind of desperation time plays, Zath.
I mean, at this point, that's what it is, right? Like, you got to make something happen as Noun goes down. So I think it's when you just hit the W key and pray. And Striver is right there ready to go with his single-fire torpedoes.
The single-fire torps coming out again, and I guarantee you he's going to land some of these on Asphodelos.
Even though the Hydro's on, you can see he's turning hard.
The Hydro just came on. Okay, so he didn't. At the time those were launched, the Hydro wasn't available. Must have come on, came up right after.
So he put it on as soon as they started moving forward. Just enough time to turn. Striver goes down to the Burgonia.
The Burgonia HE speaks and the Daring dies, but it feels like it's just not going to happen in time for VOR here, Zath.
No, Dark Temple trying to go around. Snackman quite low in Ohio now.
Snackman getting pushed heavily. VOR, I think VOR went for the old tried and true push W and see what happens.
Snackman goes down.
Yep, they do grab Snackman. But, I mean, they're so far behind on health.
They are. And you can see now the Ragnar getting some Citadels into Asphodelos because Des Moines, there he goes. The Napoli's even turned around up all the way at the north. He's just hitting W as well.
Yeah. Go have some fun before you die, fellas. Aruha's going in here. Maybe he can take the Des Moines with him. I doubt it.
It's in my opinion, it's a lot better than just calling a wipe and everybody just sit there.
Agreed.
Right? Like,
agreed.
And shoot the water. Like
agreed.
They went for it. They got a few good kills out of it.
I mean, if it were a random battle, you'd try forward to get some damage just because you know you'd get some more cash or XP out of it. In training room battles like this, you're obviously not getting anything. But let's at least have some fun, do some damage, as VOR folds here in game one.
Yeah, I'll tell you that those deep water, single fire torpedoes from the Daring, that was the decisive play. As soon as that happened, it felt like VOR had just no more wind in their sails that game. That was it. They're like, okay, well, what can we do? And they could not recover from that crucial kill early on.
So, and I think on top of that, Zath, I would add that, you lose the Daring there. You lose the ability to smoke the Des Moines. You lose the ability to contest B. Both of those become impactful because once the VOR push up the 1-2 line begins to wrap your defenders on the northwest side of the cap, they have nowhere to run. If they move forward, they die. And if they sit where they are, they die. And they can't retreat. So... And you have no smoke. Your Daring is dead. So it's just, it all kind of falls apart at that point.
Yeah, Penta's push up that one line and going around really worked wonders for them this game. And I'm starting to wonder if we're going to start seeing a meta where both sides are going to have to respect that side of the map and try to prevent the opposite from wrapping around.
Well, in both of these games, we've seen teams push that side and a token like kiting force be left behind. You almost have to wonder, guys, if you're going to make a play for B, you're going to have to defend at least one of these sides a little harder. Otherwise, this is going to happen. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's our last time seeing Shatter today, I think, possibly. So let's throw it back to the studio and let them run through the replay and everything.
Sounds like an idea.